Good morning, everyone. Last week, Pastor spoke on forgiveness, and a verse he quoted was Psalm 119, 165, which says, "Great peace have those who love your law, and nothing causes them to stumble." Nothing, right? We're all wounded, though, and frequently, more times than we'd like. And instead of treating the wounds and letting them heal, we tend to ignore them and let them get infected and fester and get ugly. It's always best to lovingly address every situation when it occurs and not allow a misunderstanding to turn into a root of bitterness. But this is going to happen. Things are going to happen because we're human. And humans have bad days. They have bad moments. They say stupid stuff. And we regret it when we do it. Let me compare this to worry. There was actually a study done that said only 8% of what we worry about actually happens. So today I want to talk about the 92%. The 92%, the insignificant amount versus the significant amount, okay? Proverbs 19:11 says, "A person's wisdom yields patience. It is to one's glory to overlook an offense." To overlook an offense is to take no notice of wrongs done against us, to refuse to retaliate or seek revenge. In other words, to forgive. To forgive. Now, stating this verse conversely provides this paraphrase, okay? A person's folly yields impatience. It is to one's shame to refuse to forgive. So that's just a little harder when you look at it that way. Forgiveness is graceful. Revenge is disgraceful. Furthermore, 1 Corinthians 13:5 says, "Love keeps no records of wrongs suffered." So the first half of the Proverbs again, 19:11, kind of focuses on self-control. The ESV says, "Good sense makes one slow to anger." So patience, being slow to anger, self-control, these are all fruits of the Spirit. Our responses are to be reasonable and measured, not out of anger. Anger in and of itself isn't wrong, but it's how we express it. It's when it becomes wrong. James 1:19 says, "Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry, because human anger does not produce the righteousness of God." So again, God considers it a glory to overlook an offense. In other words, overlooking a wrong done to oneself is a sign of maturity. It's a sign of grace, worthy of respect. It's a triumph for us when we forgive. To overlook an offense also implies that it could very well be a private matter between us and God. It doesn't necessarily mean there needs to be a confrontation or further conversation. Proverbs 10:12 says, "Love covers all wrongs." There are many trifling things that could bother us, but by the grace of God, we let them go. That's the 92%. There are other not so trifling things that could hurt us. But again, by the grace of God, we still determined to forgive, and some of those situations, I'm again calling them the 8%, some of those situations will require a response. They will require a conversation or a loving confrontation. But again, by the grace of God, we are still slow to anger during the process. So this might all appear a little daunting at times. So how is overlooking an offense even accomplished? From a human standpoint, it's impossible. But with God, all things are possible. We can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. We're often told to assume positive intent. That's a favorite little buzz phrase of some, and that isn't always easy when the delivery is rotten. It's not always easy to assume positive intent. But in wisdom, we will know, and in prayer, and in thoughtful prayer, we will know what requires a response and what does not require a response. Generally, our Christian brothers and sisters, friends and family are for us and mean no harm. Again, they're just human. They have quirks, just like we do. In patience, we turn the other cheek, and in love, we choose to overlook the insults, the critical comments, or whatever else may come our way. So I hope that's been helpful, sheds a little different perspective, a little different light on it. Again, review what Pastor said last weekend, and meditate and pray on these things, and God will direct you. Amen?